In this video, I'll show you the two tokens that we are using as of now inside our application, which is making our authentication and authorization flows very smooth in nature once we log in into the system. So firstly, I came to the login page and I'm opening the console. You can go to the applications tab, and right now there are no cookies and tokens associated. Now I'll try to log in into the application with my valid credentials, and as soon as I click on sign in, I'll be logged in into the dashboard page, and you can see there are two tokens that got generated, and this is how the sample tokens that you can think, and these are simple in nature. But if you have a complex requirements where along with the authentication and authorization you also want to pass certain user related data, then we can go to the advanced tokens like JWT tokens. But these are very simple in nature, these JSESSIONID and XSRF tokens, and again these are stored as cookies because we are going with the default behavior that is provided by the Spring Security. But in the coming videos we can look at the advanced topics of JWT and how we can generate that token and pass that in each and every request so that we don't have to rely on the cookies. So now I'm able to perform all the operations inside my application, and you can see all these resources are protected resources, but my server is not asking the credentials. The reason is the backend server stores these session ID values inside the server's memory, and since this is a default behavior and we have only one backend server, we should be good with this approach. But if we have a multiple microservices scenario where you have lot of servers, in those scenarios we will go with a separate authentication server which will help all your application servers in generating and validating the tokens. And XSRF token is a token that we generated by leveraging the CSRF repository inside Spring Security. So this token will help us from the CSRF attacks. Let's try to do some R&D on this. So now I'll go to this cookie JSESSIONID and edit this value by just removing one char at the end. And now I'm trying to perform the operation, and you can see nothing is happening, and in the console I'm getting unauthorized user, which is a 401, which like we are expecting. Similarly, let's try to play with the XSRF token also. In the scenario of XSRF token, if the token is changed and tampered in between compared to what the server generated, you will get a forbidden error, which is a 403 error. Let's try to validate that as well. I'm just logging out and logging again, and this time I'm making sure there are no cookies associated. I'll just enter my credentials. I entered. Now this time instead of editing, I can also delete that cookie. I'm just deleting it, and if I click on any of the backend operation, I will get a 403 error. So though my page loaded, it's not loaded completely because the backend operation fails with a 403 error. So this way we used the default token based mechanism inside Spring Security using JSESSIONID, and we also built XSRF token to protect ourselves from the CSRF attacks. But these tokens have a problem. So these tokens are very simple in nature, and they don't support sharing the user related information to the client side, and at the same time they are not supporting any encryption and encoding mechanisms to apply a extra layer of security to your tokens. Let's try to explore those advanced features by discussing JWT token in the next video. Thank you and bye.